Hello everyone, I'm MJ and this is B the dog, and today we're going to show you, or I'm going to show you, how to turn this plantable pencil into some lovely plantable, this one's thyme, isn't that right B? But this into this. Oh! Okay, so we're ready to start planting. So here we've got our soil. So that's just normal earth. Here got some gravel pebbles. And here we have our lovely compost. So it's really nice and moist and rich and ready to give lots of nutrients. And then here we've got our plantable pencils. So I'm going to plant our herb garden first. We've got thyme, coriander and basil to plant. So these pencils I've been using for about a year now, so they're ready to plant. And here we've got some plant pots to put them in, and this is where we're going to be mixing up our stuff. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start off with our gravel. So the first thing to do, make sure you've got holes in your pots so that the water can drain through. And we're going to fill them up with some gravel, good handful and a half in each. There we go. If there's bits in it, I don't mind, it just gives it a bit more nutrition. There we go. And next we're going to be using this basin, and we're going to mix our earth and our compost together. So whatever mix you think is best for your garden. I like doing about half-half, or even 2/3 earth and 1/3 compost. It's whatever works for you. There we go. Now, some people like using this to mix it up. I actually really like using my hands. It's a bit like baking or something. It's feeling the earth. Good way to ground yourself. So mix it up nicely. There we go. Trim this half. Get our lovely plant pots ready, and now we're going to put some in. Don't pack it down too hard, and we just kind of another bit more than 1/3, and because we're not planting seeds, I'm going to go a bit higher again. Here we go. Now, lovely stuff. Now for the pencils. So as you can see, the seeds are in this little piece here. So that's the bit that you want to put in. So we're going to put it in at a 45-degree angle, which means that it has plenty of space to grow. Okay, and here we are. We're going to water them, but I'm going to put it through my hands so it doesn't disturb the earth too much. Now the first time you water them, you want to give them a nice lot of water so that it really soaks in, and then after that you can just put a lot less, but this is kind of wetting the earth, especially that's been very dry. So I'm going to let it sit there and drain out in its own time, and once it's nicely drained, I'll be able to bring it inside. Okay, so we're going to keep going with our planting. Good cup of tea. So I'm going to put my next 3 pencils in. So I've decided on, let's see, I've got daisy, sunflower and a forget-me-not. So here's a forget-me-not. and the sunflower. And these ones I'm actually going to do a bit longer, because that way I can really see what's planted in the pot. So I'll put these aside here for now. And I'm going to start with our gravel. There we go. Nice bit. We want proper drainage, especially as they're going to be indoors for a while first, because it's only April, so we're going to have frost until mid to the end of May really, so nothing outside as yet, or none of these anyways. These need to stay inside. Now let's plant our lovely pencils. Let's put a bit, fill them up, because with the pencils you don't need to leave space or anything. If you want to plant, you know, 2 or 3 sunflowers, do them in separate pots. Remember, because they need space to grow. And you want to put it in at a 45-degree angle. So if you look, if I put it up like this, straight up, there's nowhere for the seeds to go. So if it's at a 45-degree angle, the seeds can go straight up. So here we go with one. That is the, well, daisy. And then this one here is the forget-me-not. And we'll put the sunflower in the middle. So this one, I've put it in too deep, so I want to bring it up until it's just where I can see the name, and otherwise it's going to be way too deep. So if you can't see the name on the pencil has gone in too far. So it's a really good rule of thumb. So there we go. Now, I had a couple of people say to me that their kids wanted to use their pencils, especially the rainbow ones, and the tiny humans still wanted to colour in with them, but they didn't want to, they still wanted to plant them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the top of the capsule. So it's a bit like a medicine capsule. So it's quite soft. See if I can focus it in. There we go. So we're going to break it off gently and show you. There we go. There are the seeds in some sawdust. So you can really see that's what's inside your pencil. So if you want to, you can snap it off and do it that way. Now that's the carnation. I'm going to quickly plant it. So in that case, if that's how you're doing it, now the capsule is non-toxic and it'll melt away with a bit of moisture, so don't worry about that. But if you're doing it that way, make a bit of a hole in there and sprinkle it all in, and then cover it gently, and that's your carnation all nicely planted. And then you can keep using the pencil, and you can even sharpen it on both sides. And this, it's not sharp or anything, so you don't need to worry about it. So we're going to do that as well with the cherry tomato, so we can use the gorgeous rainbow pencil. Gently, make sure the kids don't do this. Now you can use a craft knife and just cut around it. And just gently, just pop it off. Whoop, there we go. And see here, I've got the full capsule with all the seeds in it, and I'm just going to plant it directly as it is. Whoop, there we go. And cover it up, and that's my cherry tomato. And so that I don't forget, I'm just going to write cherry tomato, CT here, and this was a carnation. And then on the last one, we're going to plant the wildflowers. So you can see this one, it's a bit lower than the other two. And we're going to get our wildflower confetti. Just sprinkle it around a bit. And there we go. And then cover it up with some soil. About an inch. You don't want to put much more because you need to get it enough space to grow up the ways. There we go. Whoop. And we're all done. Time for a nice cup of tea. Okay,